Hey guys, Megan here.
I'm Stephanie.
We are
Barn Besties.
with Farm Fresh Advice.
Yep.
And we are here with Mary. Where are we, Mary? I feel like it's party
echoing.
town.
We're in my happy place.
Yeah. I'm feeling kind of happy too. I agree.
Yeah.
So this arena I added on shortly after I moved in here in 2012.
Mm-hmm.
And I had just gotten divorced. And my mom was like, you cannot spend money on an arena.
Why not?
And I said, I absolutely have to spend money on an arena.
I need to ride.
I need to ride. When do I have time to ride? When it rains and in the winter. You know,
Right.
I was working full time, and it was
When fall, it gets dark super early. You can come
I
home
have
red in the
never
dark.
looked back. If anybody is thinking about putting up an indoor arena, I would say do it.
So how old is this arena?
It was built in 2012.
Okay. What size is it?
It's 60 by 72. The barn is 40.
Okay.
It's 60 by 72.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. So we got to learn all the things about
Tell
it.
us about the Christmas lights. I am enamored with the Christmas
I love
lights.
it.
So I do lessons with little kids, and we always have a Christmas party.
Oh, that's
And
awesome.
so I wanted Christmas lights in the arena. We also put up a Christmas tree in the arena,
Yeah.
and they decorate it on horseback.
Oh, no way.
Oh, yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh.
That's awesome.
Yeah. And so we needed Christmas lights. So we put up Christmas lights, and
So we got to talk
I
about
think they're staying there forever.
all the things. We've got a lot to go through.
Go ahead.
Do you want to talk about footing first?
Yeah, I was
okay,
just going to ask.
let's go for
We
it.
are on the same
Yeah.
track. So what kind of footing do you have?
Okay, so I don't know what is actually underneath for the base,
Mm-hmm.
but this is washed sand.
Mm-hmm.
Came from Mant
Mm-hmm.
over in Oregon.
Go
Yep.
Mance. Love Mance. Love Chad.
Yep.
And so to combat the dust, I put mag flakes down once a year.
Mm-hmm.
And
So you do it
And
once
that's
a
the
year.
white
I do it
stuff.
once a year.
Yep.
That's the white stuff that's
Yep.
on there now. We put it on and we leave it for a day.
Now, why do you do that?
I think that's what we were told to do.
Okay. I put it on and I drag right away. Like
She gets it in.
yeah, I think this is smart though, because you can see how it's working.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't
You
know,
said you
that's what-
sprinkled a little water in here with your hose?
Sometimes I wet it with my hose, but this water that you see now
It's
is
from
just
the
from the
mag
mag flakes.
Yeah. So this
Yeah.
is a great thing to show because Megan and I did a series of videos at her farm last fall when we spread mag flakes. And because we, again, like you said, immediately dragged, you didn't really get to see it quite like this. So this is really
You
cool.
see it working.
Mr. Cameron, you can see like the moisture, and this is just coming out of the air on the ground.
Yeah.
So no need to drag that hose in water.
Right.
Attracting all the
It's
dust.
attracting all the water.
And you only
Yeah.
do this once a year.
Once a year,
How many bags do you use?
10.
Oh, you do?
Wow.
10
See, I
bags.
use 12 in my arena.
Your
Really?
arena's
Yeah.
ginormous.
Yeah.
But you do yours twice a year.
I do.
So you're not
So
doing it quite as,
Yeah.
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah.
Interesting.
And do you ever need to water then with using this?
No.
That's amazing. Telling
No.
you guys,
No.
mag flakes. That's the way to go.
All
Yeah.
about the mag
It's
flake.
amazing.
I
Now,
was
do
in an
you-
arena a few weeks ago that they used commercial mineral oil
Never heard of that.
as an
Wow.
application. And
Wow.
I liked that.
What was the footing though? Was it?
It was
slippery?
sand. It wasn't slippery, but it did kind of stick,
Okay.
you know,
Interesting.
which is why I kind of opted not to go that route.
Mhm.
Did they
but
say why they chose that? That's
they liked it
fascinating.
better than the mag flakes?
Well, I'm wondering if it's,
I wonder why.
if it's having to do with metal barn, horse's feet,
I'm
tack,
thinking more horse's feet.
horse's feet and
Because
stuff is what I'm
usually-
thinking.
When I talk to people and they don't like mag flakes, they think the mag flakes dries out the horse's
Feet,
hooves,
yeah.
which I'm okay with being in Wisconsin because typically we're dealing with thrush. But
Right.
honestly, I haven't had any issues with mag flakes
Yeah.
in 20 some years, but each to his own.
Right.
So that's
So do you
interesting.
have any
Oil.
concerns, like most but not all, but most barns, it's metal barn siding. So do you worry about the
Oh, sure.
mag flakes up against it?
I do have, wooden,
Bottom
boards.
Yep.
To hopefully, prevent that. But
Right.
yeah.
Yeah, I love it.
I see a hole in your wall.
Yeah.
Like, what's up with that?
I spy
I don't think that's healthy.
That's a kitty door. The kitties need an access.
Yep. It's a cat
And
arena, people.
yeah, we put the kitty door in, so you can notice like they could get in under the gates. But when we first put up the building, before we started driving much, you couldn't get under the door, so they needed access.
Needed a door.
Yes,
Yeah,
they needed a door.
It's all about the kitties.
And I see a human door. I see two bigger, like this is a very large door, and that's what you bring your hay wagon.
Yes.
Correct?
Yes.
And what does that door lead out to?
That door leads out to another pasture. So
does it lead directly into the pasture?
Yes.
Okay.
So it's nice to be able to take the tractor through there and clean up, the manure and stuff out on that side.
Yeah. And I notice it's closed. Do you keep it closed all year to keep the birds out, or?
Usually if I'm not in here, I keep it closed. It does, like if you have the doors open, like it dries out the arena faster, you know? So I do keep it closed unless I'm working out here.
Right. And I'm noticing a lot of things in your arena.
We talked briefly about that corner. Should we walk over there and show
I
them?
hear about all the things.
Yep.
Well, wait. Can we talk about? Because we're over here, and then we'll have to walk back and forth. So you have beautiful hooks in your arena. Why do you have a setup like this? What do you do here?
Well, I like to have the halters and stuff accessible, to the kids when they come and do lessons. Everything is hanging and they can reach it, yet it's up off the ground.
So they come here to get the halter, and then they go out to the pasture and grab the horses.
Yes.
Okay.
Yep.
Cool.
And for me too, if I'm working out here, it's just easy. They're here.
You got some saddle racks?
The vet's coming, or if the, farrier's coming, just grab a halter and those are Boaz's rings that he puts on the cone behind you there.
Yeah.
So
fun.
He takes the ring in his mouth and he puts it on the
Very
cone.
cool. And you have a place for people to watch.
Have a place for people to watch. It's kind of, grown as the kids have so the kids can sit here. I've done a couple clinics, acquired some folding chairs off of Marketplace.
Right.
Yeah.
A couple of flags. Is this to keep your kids in line?
It is.
Okay, let's go to the other corner.
Are you sure?
Put
Okay.
Megan in the corner.
From one corner to the next. Okay, we saw this door, Megan.
Oh yeah, the door, the pretty door.
So where does this door go?
What's going on here?
The door goes into the tack room.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Full circle on a prior video.
Yeah. This is my mounting block. This is a poor woman's mounting block.
That's awesome.
I love it.
It's a great idea.
Actually, I've never seen this as a mount. This is awesome.
Yeah.
I bet you've got some stumps that you could use.
Oh, yeah.
I tell the kids, go to the stump, get on the stump.
Right?
I love it. I never would have guessed that. I thought it was my chair.
No, that's my mounting block.
I love
Yeah.
it.
Okay, and then you had mentioned in a prior video,
Yes.
tack up area.
Yes. So this is where we tack up.
Kitchen post,
Hitch and post.
some grooming.
I got these cute little baskets.
Love that.
Can't remember where I got them.
Dust falls through, the hair falls through.
But anyway, they hold the brushes.
Yeah.
And, the kids can put them back in the basket.
And
This
so
is,
you tie them to the hitching post,
Yeah.
correct? You
Yeah.
just wrap the...
we just wrap it
Okay.
around. Yep.
Sounds good.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I like
And
that you've got it matted.
And when they go to the bathroom, what do you do with that? The horse.
The horses?
Yeah. People.
Yeah, Megan.
These are things I think about.
We scoop it up and put
Okay.
it in the wheelbarrow.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, perfect.
Yeah.
That's what I want to know.
Yeah.
Okay.
this is kind of the obstacle corner. So yeah, I'm big into obstacles with my horses, and Boaz plays basketball, and so we have all kinds of fun things going on.
And then what do we got going on over there?
That is if I have more than one horse in here and I want to tie somebody up, they go over there.
And you have a hay net and a mat.
Yes. So we have we have a mat under the hay net to keep the hay off of the sand.
Okay.
And
because what does hay do to footing?
Yeah, we don't like hay in our footing.
Ruins it.
So we try to.
So smart.
Yes. And then if you have a horse here who is a little impatient, they won't be digging a hole. You have a mat.
Yep. You've got some wood wall behind you for some safety there.
Yes. We don't want anybody going through the tin wall. And I do have blocker tie rings. I tie everything with a blocker tie ring. I don't hard tie anybody.
Yeah.
I don't like hard tying horses. I'm a body worker and I see too many pole injuries and from pulling back tying. So I'm a big believer in the blocker tie ring.
Yeah.
Okay. I want to know what's up with the chains.
I think I know, and I love it.
It's another obstacle.
I just have to see it. I am kind of.
I love it.
When the opportunity presents itself.
So I wanted something, like a cowboy shower kind of obstacle, and I thought the chains, these plastic chains, wouldn't hurt anybody, wouldn't hurt the horses, wouldn't hurt the rider, but I didn't want it out like
you ride. You don't lead them. You're on the horse and you ride through.
Yes.
It's like riding through on tree branches.
Right.
I don't ride through tree branches either. I have a trail, but they're all cut back.
Sometimes it happens.
And the kids love the chains. They all want to go through the chains.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
I want to go through the
chains.
I'm
love the chains.
No, I'm being serious. I'm like, I wonder which horses would go through the chains. I think it's cool.
Yeah. And I didn't want anything that was going to be like out and obstructive all the time. So Greg put it on this nice little
it's great.
hingy thing so you can get them out of the way when you're not using them.
So I had a time where I had a horse boarded at a facility and they, similar concept, but instead of the chains, those plastic strips for shipping and receiving doors? They're clear plastic.
Oh, yes.
They're about 6 inches wide, maybe 8. Yeah, it was all that. So it was a full...
Yeah.
And you had to like poke through the little 6 or 8 inch strips
to get through.
Yeah. And I did that with a lot of my horses and they hated every minute of it till they figured it out. It was a really good challenge for them. It's just stuff I did on the ground. I never rode through it, but it was good groundwork stuff for them to kind of work and figure out.
Sometimes they'll be left open and then like I do a lot of liberty with Boaz and sometimes he'll just like, he'll come and go through the chains. And I'm like, wow, like you didn't have to go through the chains, but like he thinks it's cool too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had done a trail challenge with Jewel, a horse I had in training, and I thought, no problem. Hated. I could not get her to walk through them, but I would have loved to start her with like the chains and then tried that. But we had 2 or 3 days. It was at the Midwest Horse Fair.
Yeah.
Right.
So that's so cool.
Yeah. Fun. And then what do we got on the wall behind us here? Looks like
I feel like
a teeter-totter situation. Well, there is that.
I was see where my
this is a teeter-totter.
Yeah.
So
I love it.
On that?
Yes. So Greg made a teeter-totter and
is that an old fence post that's just cut to length?
Yes. So you can start training your horse just going over it when it's flat, and then you can put the post underneath it and it'll teeter-totter. So,
and then,
great obstacle.
As Megan mentioned, what's behind you?
I think I need to take a nap.
Yeah.
I'll be honest with you.
Do the horses play that?
The horses play on the mattress.
Do they?
So, getting horses, acclimated to stepping on different surfaces.
Yeah.
And, they.
I don't think I've ever seen this. Have you? A mattress?
I've seen a mattress.
Have you? I have not.
Yeah.
Very cool.
I think it's great.
They paw a lot on the mattress and.
Like tarps too, right? Like,
Yes.
I was like, what is that?
Yeah.
Well, it's a weird, got to be a weird sensation.
Right.
Well, it's like mud.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but different.
So
springy mud.
Need a mattress.
Do they sit on the beanbag?
No. So that was my goal with the beanbag, and I haven't revisited that lately, but Boaz was not keen on backing up and trying to sit on the beanbag. So the beanbag is kind of just dusty and hanging out in the corner.
And then I had one of these, and I swear this is for
the good old elevator.
You know, I mean, it saves the swinging, twisting, throwing sensations.
Yes.
Oh, love it.
So
this is
the only
just
thing
electric.
it needs is wheels.
Yeah.
Because that sucker's heavy.
They're heavy, and it's the worst is always on the end with the motor, but
yes.
they are. And I think mine was the same length. I think mine was very similar.
Yeah.
And I swear to God, it was like the best investment ever.
Yes.
Because when I first started, I didn't have that, and the unloading was so miserable without it.
Yeah.
You just do it by hand.
Oh, it's awful.
Yeah.
So this is great.
Need an elevator.
Love it. And I like the natural lighting, the lower windows.
I like the windows.
Yeah. What made you decide to go with those versus a lot of people put those like, what do you call them? Eaves. They get that clear.
Oh, you're talking about the clear.
Yeah, the clear kind of plastic.
If
sheeting.
I had to do it over again, I would do that.
Would you?
Oh, you would.
I would. I like the windows. But yeah, I wasn't really. I just wanted an indoor arena.
Right.
Like I didn't do a whole lot of looking around and seeing my other options. And I think arenas have come a long ways even since 2012.
Yeah.
So I would have liked more light. And we had a little miscommunication on the eave light. So he put the light on the ceiling, and what I meant was I wanted it along the eave. But
what would you do differently? Just since you brought that up, since you've been to a lot of arenas and now you've lived in yours, what would you change? What would you have picked? The pole barn? Would you go with a?
I would have picked the pole barn.
Okay.
Yeah, I like the pole barn option. I would have had probably more of the plastic lighting. Yeah.
High. Okay.
A friend of mine has an arena, and she's got one whole end, basically all that light, and she's got so much nice natural light coming in there. It's great. And when you're riding in her arena, it's almost like you're riding outside. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, she's got a beautiful view through it. And
so is it a newer arena? Because mine,
it's newer.
On my old barn, that clear you have to replace it because it starts to get
yellow.
Yes.
Okay.
And you can't
the light
see
dims
through it.
So
the lighting dims, and suddenly you're not getting the
but
beautiful
I'm
bright
talking
light.
like 20 years.
Sure.
Not every 2 years, 5 years. It's like it takes a while.
Right.
Yeah.
Yep. Well, this is great. Love it.
So you can see all the little smeary marks on the windows.
Yeah.
So when I'm in here with someone, the other horses are generally looking through the windows.
Peeking in? Oh my God.
It's kind of cute.
That's
little peeping ponies.
Yeah.
See, and I love my windows in my arena because we have pasture. So as I'm riding, I can peek out. And so if I see a horse running or if I see a horse laying down, I can say, hey guys, go check that horse, or I can go out and check the horse. But usually I'm on a horse, so I can't quickly get out. So I love my windows. They are higher, but I unfortunately ride a lot of tall horses.
Right.
So it's really easy to peek out. The only thing I don't like about windows is the sunlight that they put on the ground. And sometimes
shadows.
It's nice. I like it as a safe place, and it's a place for my horses to really develop and concentrate and focus on me. So when we go to other places or we go to the outdoor, they're totally focused on me. So I have other people want that obstacle, and I'm like, I like to choose when it's going to be that day, not every day. So I actually covered my 2 end windows because my circle at sea, they were like, and I'm like, I'm never going to get any peace. I want to connect, and then when I can rip it off and we can work on things. But I'm like, no, this is our safe nest.
Well, this is great. Thank you so much for telling us all the things about your indoor. Love it.
You're welcome.
I'm ready for the Christmas party.
I know, right? You gonna bring a horse over and decorate it, mount it?
I would try it. I am actually really curious
on
which
idea.
of my horses. Yeah,
I think it'd be fun.
Yeah, I think it'd be awesome.
Yeah, it's a great idea.
I like the obstacles.
Thanks, everybody. Before you leave, please hit the subscribe, right, Megan?
That's right. Make sure you like, make some noise,
Yep.
and see you in the next video.
Bye, everybody.
Bye, guys.